This deck is no monkey business. We were playing Ragavan Nimble Pilferer in Vintage Paradoxical Outcome, and it was inspired by me playing Vintage Cube, playing Ragavan, and flipping over Ancestral Recall. I then played it in a league last night, and in my very first attack step with Ragavan, flipped another copy of Ancestral Recall. I'm looking to three-peat tonight. I want to do it again with Ragavan, but this time recorded for all of you. That's the goal here. And the shell we're playing is just a pretty standard Grixis PO deck, if I'm being honest. We are playing the Sagas as our win conditions. We don't have any other win condition in the deck other than Urza, Saga, and Ragavan. That is the goal here. And you can take infinite turns using Manifold Key and Time Vault. So that is the big combo in this deck. And you can get half of that with Saga, and then you beat them down with the Construct until they're dead. Pretty simple. Ragavan is theoretically a win con, but you have to get super lucky to deal 20 damage with a Ragavan. Alternatively, you can use Bolas's Citadel plus Yawgmoth's Will to activate this twice and then bounce it with the Hurkyl's Recall or Paradoxical Outcome. One of those things. So that is a pretty quick rundown of the deck, if I'm being honest. But I feel like if you're watching this deck, you've probably seen Paradoxical Outcome before. If you're unfamiliar, it's a 4-mana instant. You can pick up non-token cards, non-token, keyword, non-token cards, and then put them to your hand, draw that many cards. And the reason why it's key in this list is that treasure tokens are, well, tokens. You can't pick them up and draw cards. So that is a downside of Ragavan here. But that said, Ragavan really helps create the Metalcraft for Mox Opal. You might be wondering, Bryant, where did the slots come from in order to add Ragavan? Well, we're not playing those main deck flex slots, the Pithing Needles, the main deck Soul Guide Lanterns, and instead we're just running a super powerful card instead. That's the idea here. And then in the sideboard, we have more red cards. We have Lightning Bolt for Collector Oofs, as well as Pyroblast for those pesky control decks. I'm not saying that this list is incredibly optimal. This is kind of just like my second pass through of the deck. Hopefully you enjoy it. And I'm hoping to, have some fun with Ragavan tonight. That's pretty much what I have to say about this deck list. If you have any questions, always leave a comment. That's great to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Get us into that algorithm. The standard shilling. You've seen it all before. Do those things would really help support this channel. You can always become a member, unlock badges, emotes, cyborg guides, donation decks, all that good stuff. theepicserm.com/shop to buy merchandise to support us. I'm not going to go through the slides tonight. I kind of want to just get playing Magic. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you do, please, please, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. All right. I'm going to see you in match number 1. Match number 1 with the Ragavan Paradoxical Outcome combo in Vintage. Let's go. All right. So here we have a turn 2 Tinker. I think it's probably fine. I'm a little bit nervous about this hand, mostly because if our opponent's on a blue deck, they can have force, but if they're not on a blue deck, they're usually on a prison deck that just disrupts us. So this hand isn't as good as one might think. Okay. Delta go. Misty, okay. Bayou, okay. So maybe they're not on... I was thinking that maybe they're on Bug. But it appears to be some sort of weird green Sun Zenith deck. So I think we're supposed to just go get Tinker here. So if they're a green deck, there's a chance that they have Force of Vigor. But we can't afford to not Tinker here. Like, Tinkering's just the best thing we can. We're going to put Citadel in play and then try to get them. Okay, so it's better to play out Lotus first in case they do have Force of Vigor. If you play out Opal first, you can get punished if they Vigor the Opal. Cast Tinker. Citadel. Let's fetch. Okay, no Force of Vigor there. Monkey! Let's hold priority and cast the Yawgmoth's Will. I'm going to pick up the Ragavan. This is a very expensive PO. 4 life for 1 card. Okay, well, the Yawgmoth can resolve. Let's get back our Opal. Lotus. And let's Mystical. Okay. So if I get demonic plus tinker, that's infinite turn, I believe. So demonic, probably get key here because it's cheaper to cast and activate. I guess it's about the same actually. But key, pearl, blue, sacrifice the pearl, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Vault, key, and a concession. Woot woot. Love it. Alright, unfortunately, the deck that had Dryad Arbor in it, it's probably going to be pretty good against Ragavan, so we're going to board that out. Let's bring in the bolts. And we definitely want Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I don't know if we need Hercule's Recall. We probably want these needles. Seems pretty reasonable to me. You could maybe argue that you're supposed to board out Narset because they're not like a blue deck. Let's try this out. Okay, game number 2, and we've opened up Ancestral plus Force blue card. Keep! Can't tell me I'm not going to keep this hand. Bayou's back. Bayou boys. Deathrite Shaman. You got it. I'm not going to fight over a Deathrite. Okay. We'd like to see a Mox here. Cluster. Alright, so you could get super greedy and just cast Ancestral right now. There's no reason to do that. Instead, we're just going to pass. You can cast Ancestral on their end step or something. Wasteland. Not very nice. Okay, let's go get a basic island here. And Ancestral. We did give them a mana with Deathrite Shaman via the Tarn. Maybe they're bug. They have Fluster. Dispute. Well, I will force it. Pitch the Fluster. I want to be able to PO. And Ancestral, okay. Not the worst. Ah, that Mox was good. Okay, I guess it's probably fine. I'm trying to figure out the best way of doing this. If I play Opal and they respond with Force of Vigor, I want to be able to bounce. Sure, you wasted me. Opal. Up. Now, how much respect do I want to give to our opponent? I can cast PO here. I think I'm just gonna go guns a-blazing, cast it, give 0 respect to Force of Vigor. You can judge me afterward. Hey, do I get to have a draw 7 here? Hey, I like the draw 7. So we've already played our land that got wasted. So playing another is off the table. But what I can do is time walk. I don't know how good it is, but I can do it. Time walk. Top. And then I'm gonna top right now. So I think I'm gonna upkeep Vamp for Tinker. None of those really matter. Okay, we're 1 card over. Probably just discard the other top. No, I can get rid of the Misty, I think. Alright, I'm gonna take 1 from Mana Vault here. Upkeep Vamp. Go get Tinker. Draw. Try to take 1. Play Saga. Tinker away the Vault. So I could get the Citadel right here. I could also just get Sphinx, because I don't think they're going to be able to beat it. I think Sphinx is probably just the safer play. I can't imagine them beating that. But apparently they're bug. I wasn't expecting blue. Like seeing Green Sun Zenith and Vintage, I was convinced that they were like a weird depths list. Never mind, sure. Maybe this is just like new BUG Midrange where you run a Green Sun package for Collector Roof and friends. Sure, UV and my Tinker. Congratulations. Alright, let's make it so that Death Ray Shaman doesn't do anything. I'm tired of them wasting my time with game actions. Okay, let's get in there. Take that. Okay, so their death rate is now just a squire. Okay, so they are bug. I mean, we probably could have guessed that based on the mystical, but it just confirms that they are bug mid-range. Top here. But at this point, we're just protecting the Sphinx. Double Saga is pretty good. Alright. Get in there again. The next turn, we can swing and then bolt them for lethal. Play another needle. Probably name Wasteland here. Okay. Pass the turn. Basic Forest. Okay. Let's bully you. Yeah, I'll let you do that. That's fine. Yeah. Sure. That keeps them alive for one more turn. Murktide Regent, huh? I see. Alright, so Saga goes to chapter 2. Play this Saga. And Sphinx them. Rawr. Okay. I could be playing up this top. Like, it doesn't really matter that it's in my hand or not. Kind of just like keeping my mana open for Flusterstorm because I thought that was one of the few ways I could actually lose this game. So that's why I kept it in the hand. I didn't think that like topping into the same cards really mattered all that much, but we got the match win anyway. We were 1-0 with Cyborg Ragavan PO. Match number 2 and we're on the draw. We've opened up a reasonable hand. Our payoff here is Urza's Saga, which is, you know, fine or whatever. But we can't play Saga turn 1 into Time Walk. That's just not how this hand works. So ideally, you'd play like Volcanic Mana Crypt turn 2 Saga, but that doesn't into turn 2, like it just doesn't work out the way you want it to. So I think you can go like turn 1 like Volcanic Pass, turn 2 Mana Crypt Saga Time Walk and hope that resolves. Okay, let's go. Lotus, okay. Shops. Well, Fluster is certainly a pretty good pitch card here. Turn 1 Golos. Well, you're getting forced. They have 1 card left. Draw. Another Volk. Alright, so I'm just gonna Time Walk here. If they have a Wasteland in their hand, it's gonna stink. But, oh well. Okay. I always lose, so that's fine. Mystical, that can get Tinker. So we're in a pretty good spot here. There, okay. They do have the Metalcraft 4 Fair. See what they're gonna get here. Mystic Forge. Okay. You got it? Okay, so they're passing with the Forge. Mystical Tutor. Go get Tinker. Okay, upkeep, lose our Mana Crypt flip. Oh, we broke even. Nice. Okay, so Saga is now on 2. Let's get rid of that Crypt. Go get Citadel. Our own pseudo Mystic Forge. Academy. Oh. That's a bummer. So this Forge is probably going to wreck us here. Okay, so they exiled Wasteland. Let's hope that they hit another land. Relic is fine. I don't care about that. But I guess it does clear the top of their deck for Forge. Here's a good one. Okay. They're passing. We cannot make a construct. This academy only taps for 1. Okay, and they were sandbagging a wasteland anyway. Sure. Come on, Hercules. So this is going to cost 1 to play. And Fluster is not what I want. I'm gonna fetch that away. I could spin top, but it costs mana now with this sphere. It gets countered and cost a mana. Okay, ponder. The scroll can go get the Hercules, and I kind of like that. So I guess we want to keep. It doesn't matter. The land versus the will. They're gonna remove our graveyard, so it's not like that's very good. Now we just go get Hercules and hope that we're allowed to untap. Alright, so you get to run away with the game. Sure. Okay, so Workshop is tapped for 3. Alright, so their own jet was countered. Removing Ancient Tomb. They still have Relic to clear the top of their deck if they need it. Casting something for 4. Crucible for waste. At my academy, that shuts me off of potentially casting the Hercules if I didn't have another land. Draw. Let's keep that Mox there. Hercules you. Mox. Okay, draw. We only at 11. We don't have that much life to work with. Obviously, I love the Time Vault here. Wow, what a luck sack. What a luck sack. I'll take it. No justice. Alright, let's bring the Citadel. The Hercs can come in. Bolts are probably fine. Needles, decent. Misstep can go. Fluster can go. Narset's not great. It has us at 63. It might just be Ragavan in this matchup. Maybe we'll bring in Ragavan on the play for game number 3, assuming that we lose. Whoops. We're at 1 extra card that I didn't mean to. Mana Vault. I don't know if I can justify keeping in Ragavan over anything else, like potentially Bolt. So according to Goldfish, this is the deck we're facing, I believe. 1 Mystic Forge. It does 4 Revoker, so Bolt ends up being pretty good. Yeah, let's try this. Game 2, we're on the draw. We've opened up Force Blue card, which is terrific. The rest of this hand isn't so good, and our best Tinker target's in our hand, so I'm going to ship this. Not bad. I think we're probably supposed to get rid of the will. Hope for the best here. You can have a Mox Jet. Workshop into Fear. I'm gonna. What is your last? They probably have a second piece here. I'm wondering what it is. No? Okay. I like that. Draw. Perks is fine. Wasteland. I wonder if I even play the Academy here. Like, what's the point? I'm gonna hold it, I think. I want to see if they have Ghost Quarter. Like, I don't want to just play out the Academy and have it get destroyed. That's a little bit annoying. Okay. 4 mana. Crucible. Okay, so they drew the sphere for turn. Got the vault. Up to 3 cards in hand now. 5 mana, 6 mana. Is this a Golos? It is a Golos. How wonderful. Give me Tinker. I would also take a PO off the top. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so they picked up Saga. It's interesting that they didn't get Caracas for the Golos. Okay. Well, I guess if they had something like Ghost Quarter sitting in their hand, we'll find out. Nullrod. A little bit annoying, but fine. Okay, so we're going to fall to 16 here. Not take any damage off the vault. Draw. So Saga goes up to 2 here. Now we can cast our Hercules. I'm just not sure when I want to do this. So we want them to at least activate their Sagas to take up mana, but also we get rid of their constructs with the Hercules. Okay. Not sure what they're getting with the Saga here. It could be like a needle, I guess. Or a cage. Needle. Okay, they probably named Saga. And they did name Saga. Okay. And then they replay their Saga off of Crucible. I'm going to take 11 on purpose here. So I'm going to fall to 5 life. And the reason that I'm doing that is I want an opportunity to get ahead. And by Herculesing them on the end step, that's my easiest way of getting ahead. So we're going to Hercules the opponent and then activate our Saga. What? Ah! I did not expect that. Yeah, you got me. Okay, game number 3. Not much I could do about that. It's one way to cast Mindbreak Trap. Alright, so we're on the play. So I want Ragavan. Both didn't seem very good. I'm going to try 2 Rags. Let's go. Okay, the 3rd game and we're on the play. This PO card's pretty good. Let's try it. We're going to PO on our opponent's upkeep to play around Mindbreak. We did see that. It does make us weaker to our opponent having a sphere effect on turn 1. Maybe I'm supposed to just jam it. I don't know. They're F6. Let's just jam. If I get trapped, I get trapped. Alright. So I can Merchant Scroll for another PO. Colorless. Scroll. PO. We're actually doing the PO thing for once. I haven't done this in so long. I'm actually not a big fan of the card PO anymore. It's just like with Force of Negation being as popular as, or not Negation, Force of Vigor being as popular as it is. Mox Opal's been like kind of bad in PO. Hasn't been great for me whenever I've played it, but obviously here we have the nuts. And when you have the nuts, just take advantage of it. Alright. We can Demonic here for Will? Our opponent is saying good game. Okay, so we just got a concession, but I think you're supposed to get Will there and just replay your graveyard. Cool. For 2-0. Ragavan hasn't really come up yet. I promise there will be monkey business at some point. But let's just also focus on getting the next. Match number 3, and we are on the play. Let's get it. We are likely facing the Mirror Justin. I am actually level 1. Also plays a lot of Paradoxical Outcome. The question I have with this hand is, are these 6 cards strong enough to outweigh having Citadel in your opener? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm going to try it. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Mox Emerald and top. Opal. Pass. Kind of funny that I ran into Justin on the league where I'm playing PO. I mean, I haven't played PO in months. And we're both, I'm actually level 1, Justin Ganari, and I both play this deck quite a bit. But more recently, I've just been on the Esper Tinker decks. I can't help but wonder if maybe Grixis Tinker would be better. just because of Ragavan, but the white cards are pretty strong right now as well. Alright, what is this? I think I'm supposed to misstep that. Tavern of Souls, okay. So that can play Urza, I believe. Alright, so it's not PO. So this is Bomberman? One card in hand. Is this Affinity? You got it. Okay. This is some real Phil Gallagher type stuff right here. These cards don't actually help me, so I'm going to fetch these away. And let's just get an island. Oh. Black Lotus. Well, that casts Citadel into Double Monkey. Okay. Citadel. And Justin has conceded. Okay. Well, we got game number 1 versus what I'm assuming is Mono White Affinity. We should probably bring in Bolt. Sparkle seems pretty good here. I think we probably want to plate Steel. This nerf set can go. Flusta. Flusta Storm can get sided out until misstep. And then maybe a Rags. I don't know if this is a matchup where we actually want Needle or not. I just want like blue decks for these Ragavans to actually have some use, and that hasn't come up yet. I'm going to leave in 2 monkeys. I promise monkey business, and I'm going to try to deliver. So turn 1 time lock upkeep, mystical for, I don't know. We're going to keep this. I'm not sure if that actually is the play. We might just want to like Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. Alright, so they have blue in their deck. News to me. Draw. Perks. Okay. Let's do the time lock. See if I can hit a land here. Because if I hit a land, I can just Merchant Scroll for Ancestral in 1 fell swoop. Did not happen. Wonder if I'm supposed to go get Force. I'm just gonna. Alright. Don't waste me, please. Not waste land. You have a Stone Force. Uldra. Sure. Probe was a good draw. Fired off. Lots of forces. And here I am boarding out like half my counter spells. Interesting. I have another Stoneforge in hand. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. So taking 5 going to 13. So I didn't get any extra information out of them. I'm going to PO here. If Justin Force is pitching Riddlesmith, there's a good chance that Justin drew another blue card for turn. But if this resolves, I don't think Justin drew a blue card. Okay, I don't think Justin has a blue card. Saga's not great here, honestly. What can we do? So I could get Force of Will off Demonic to try to get this Ancestral resolve, but I feel like that's just like not the right game plan. But I realized that I could have bolted last turn. That didn't escape me. I just don't think that's what this game's actually about when they have a second Stoneforge. 5. I think I'm just gonna pass here. Alright, so I'm taking 6, going down to 7. Jet. Stoneforge, okay. Alright, so they have 5 cards. We're probably supposed to try to figure out how to beat Double Force here. I don't know if this hand is capable of that, but we're going to do our best. So I think we're supposed to Ancestral just to draw out a Force here. Like, I don't think this is going to resolve. And next turn I can Well, I guess I can mystical for like Lotus. And then demonic. That's actually not that good. You had to have drawn another blue card. Force pitch Riddlesmith. Yep. Okay. So now we have to figure out what to get with these tutors. I can buy a turn with the Hercules. That's another option. So if Mystical's getting Will, I should cast Mystical. But if we want to get Lotus, I think it's Vamp. But I don't think there's a real reason to go get Lotus just because like this demonic could get forced. I could also just like go get Brainstorm, try to fix this hand up. Finger for Blightsteel just like isn't good enough. Guess we just get the Will. I feel like this plays wrong, but I'm just gonna die. It's fine. Okay. Draw. We're gonna go get Lotus with this, and they just immediately force demonic. Okay. So we're going to pass, and when they attack, we can Hercules them to stay alive. And then untap and Yawgmoth's Will. We can upkeep Vamp for Lotus. Yeah, we should have it. Okay, so here comes the Nettle Cyst. You got it. So now they can whip it if they want. They're getting mapped for Saga here, probably. Academy, that's cool. Sure. Blue, white, and Herxu. So we're going to take 2, falling down to 4, and our upkeep, we're going to go to 3 off of the Mana Vault. We'll go to cast Vampiric for Lotus down to 1. And then need to find a way to win. Okay, so let's go get Black Lotus. Nope. Draw. Okay, so play Lotus. I don't even know if we're going to win this right now, for what it's worth. We're just trying to figure things out. Let's start off with Ancestral Recall, see if we can hit any more artifacts for Hercules Recall. Wrong kind of artifact. We're not out of this yet. I can Merchant Scroll for Brainstorm? I don't love it, but it's something. I guess this black mana isn't doing anything. Alright, let's cast Brainstorm. Okay, so that's interesting. Put Blightsteel back. Bolt. Sapphire. We could Mystical to shuffle. Blue. Circles myself. Pearl. Sapphire. Oh, I'm gonna get infinite turns. I just realized. Okay, so we should have this. Just trying to think about how I want to do this. Hercules myself. Because it just makes mana. Time Vault. Blue. No, that's wrong. Time Walk. Okay, Justin got bored and conceded. I was just trying to piece it together. I think it's just Time Walk, make a construct, pass. But like I tap this, which I think is the mistake. I think you're not supposed to make the construct because then I have to pay mana to untap here. But it doesn't matter. We got the match win. Hope Justin doesn't think that I was BMing him. This was me just not playing Vintage and having to figure it out while I'm playing. No bad manners here. Props to Justin. We're 3-0. 2 more matches left to go. Alright, round number 4, and we were facing our round 2 opponent that was on Golos shops. I won't lie. I was in queue for 15 minutes. We might both still be in the same league. I'm not sure. So I could mulligan this hand that's actually fairly reasonable, or I can keep it pretending that I don't know that my opponent's probably on Golos shops. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive and I'm going to ship it. Honestly, this hand is better than the 7. I'm going to keep this. Just like the potential to just like crank out constructs is worth it to me. Okay, keep bottom the Volk. Let's go. Sapphire. Saga. Thorn. Sure. You're a thorn in my side. Top. Okay. So we're just gonna play out some artifacts here. Pass the turn. No wasteland. Come on. Right now I would win the Saga War. Ancient Tomb, okay. So it looks like we're entering the Saga War. Okay. So we're able to play top here and then just make a construct on the end step. So this helps to get us ahead. They're probably going to take 2 here to make a construct. You know what? I'm just going to be lazy and do it now because like we could do this in their upkeep, but I don't want to like not respond to the correct trigger or whatever. So our opponent's probably going to make a construct and then search their library for Needle and name Saga so that way I can't make another. Yeah, they did get Needle. Ooh, they named Top. Okay. That means that I'm going to get ahead in the Saga War. Ooh. That hurts. I'm going to take 5 here and hope that I can draw an artifact. Another land. Jeez. Put me in the dirt now. I might be forced to trade here. And now they can play an artifact. Alright, looks like we're losing game number 1. That's a bummer. I guess I could always draw my Hercules. So I could go to 1 here. I'm going to block to give myself the extra out of drawing Demonic Tutor into Hercules, which I can only do if I block. That doesn't do any good. Yeah, it doesn't do any good. Never mind. Alright, game 2. We do know that this opponent has Memory Trap. And I'm on the play, so do I want to try to keep in right? Like, this just isn't a Ragavan matchup, unfortunately. Alright, 4 slots. We want these bolts. We definitely want Needle. Yeah, that's just how we should be boarding. It stinks because I want to showcase Ragavan, but we just haven't had the matchups this league. What's unfortunate about losing the first game here is that if we win game number 2, we'll be on the draw for the 3rd game. And it's certainly tough against Golos shops. Okay. This is not a turn 1 Citadel. Very close, but not a turn 1 Citadel. We're going to ship it. Am I supposed to keep this? Ugh. I think we keep in bottom the Volcanic. Okay, Ruby, top, Emerald, Pearl, Vault, top. Those are pretty good. All right, I'm just gonna play directly into the Mind Break. Draw 4, and not that good. We picked up our Hercules, but that doesn't really matter that much. Like, it's nice to have Hercules, but it's not the end of the world here. Our hand doesn't do anything, which is kind of a bigger problem. You might be thinking, like, why didn't you just wait and then PO on your next turn? Well, what if my opponent plays a Sphere? And I don't ever have the ability to replay my artifacts. Norod's fine here, because we can just Hercules it. Ah. I mean, also, if I Hercules there, they could just replay the Norod for it. But I have a feeling we are not going to be getting a game win here. I'll take it. Okay, that's actually pretty good. This could be a win next turn if our opponent doesn't do anything that hurts me. Alright, they've already played Nora. They have 5 cards. These 2 artifacts are shut off. There's a good land for me, not for them. But for me, I like it. Okay, so we can Hercules them and then try to do something. Alright, so black mana. Green mana. Go get Yawgmoth's Will. Now we replay Lotus. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. Is it just demonic for Vault? I think it is. Blue. Wow, I can't believe we won that game. Wooch wooch. Alright. Always had it. Played super well. All skill. Super lucky. Just gonna leave it as. Sure. I like having 4 lands on the draw just so that eventually I can cast a Hercules. Pearl. I don't have any zeros anyway. Horn. Sure. Draw. So it's a little bit annoying because I have to play a land into this wasteland in order to even needle. Darn. That's a problem. We do have the Saga. So the plan here might actually be Saga, Needle, name Wasteland, and then try to hit Karn with the Construct tokens. We also have Lightning Bolts in our deck for that Karn. Alright, so they're getting an artifact. Metamorph. Okay. So if I play Needle, they can copy it and then name Saga. Alright, I'm gonna name Wasteland anyway. I mean, it's not impossible for me to win this, but it's very difficult. And they have their own Saga. Alright, yeah, I don't think my odds are great anymore. Okay. Metamorph copying Thorn. My opponent's having a really difficult time trying to figure out how to cast this Phyrexian Metamorph. Alright, so they've plus Karn. They went got Lattice. This taps for 3, so I'm dead next turn as long as they have another land. Or well, that just made it more difficult for them to cast Lattice, I think. I guess it breaks even with the Academy. Okay, so the Academy is going to cost 8 here, so they can get Lotus next turn. You can also make Constructs, so that way the Academy taps for more. So I think what we want to do is Ancestral into Hercules Recall. Okay. So now this taps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 mana short of casting the Lattice, but they probably have something else if they're tapping the Academy. True Bibble, you got it. Right. Ancestral will be good to me. Mystical. So slow. I have a feeling that we're just dead here. Pass and discard Strand. They picked up Soul Ring, so this should give them enough mana to cast the Lattice. Yep. 8 mana. Academy's a powerful card. And that's good enough. So I'm just going to concede here, and we are now, what, 3-1? With one round left to go. Let's just focus on getting that. Alright, the 5th round, we are facing my very good friend, Jeremy Hines. So we've opened up Ragavan with no red source against our first opponent where I feel like this card might actually be useful. I'm going to keep it anyway, just because I think that Saga is going to be fairly good here. Our opponent Jeremy is likely playing a blue deck, and I like Saga there. Jeremy loves Underworld Breach, so the Flusterstorm's pretty good. Alright, let's just hope I draw like a Mox Ruby off the top. Lotus. Passing the turn. I'm just gonna ponder, I think. Show strength. I don't love those. I'm gonna shuffle. Probe? Is Jeremy countering Probe? Okay. Alright. So Probe has been countered. Alright, so I still feel like this might be Breach. I'm not gonna let the C throw me off. I mean, it could be Doomsday. Let's not throw that out there, but I think it's probably Breach. I have egg on my face, it's probably Doomsday. And there it is. If we get super lucky, it's a past the turn pile and I can dash Ragavan. Okay. So Doomsday. Ancestral's not in the pile. There's probably a Gush on top. Or in hand. Alright, and Jeremy has the Cycler here, so Gush is going to be picked up. Tap this for a blue. Cast Gush into Oracle Lotus. It's definitely Lotus something. And I'm going to concede to that. You don't get to see my hand. Alright. So we hit our first matchup where Ragavan is good, and I didn't really get to use it. That's fine, though. My sideboard is not very good in this matchup, for what it's worth. Okay. I don't know if we need it to be, though, looking at our deck. I'm not even sure what to board out here. Maybe like a Saga? Let's try this. Okay, on the play for game number 2 against Doomsday. And we've opened up this Ragavan card again, but no red source. I think I'm going to keep it anyway. Okay. And I'm just going to jam a turn 1 time walk. Okay, walk. I think I'm begging for a land here. Jet is fine enough. We get to make a construct to start, you know, the beatdown plan. And then next turn I can get Ruby off this. We're just a beatdown deck this game. We have to hope that beatdown plus 1 force will get the job done. Okay. You're allowed to pre. I wonder if Vintage PO will adopt the consider piles at some point. Because like I've seen some of the Doomsday decks playing cards like Peak, and I think Peak is actual garbage. So you could play Consider. Just throwing it out there. Might be interesting. Alright, activate Saga. Draw, and then the Saga will trigger. That was a very good draw. Okay. Let's make another construct. Go get Ruby. My mouse dying. Academy. 5 mana. Dash old rags here. 3 mana floating. Alright, top. I think we're supposed to put the Pyro on top because of the treasure token. So drain my mana pool, get in there for 8 whole damage. We have double counter up. Ragavan? This might be the only Ragavan hit of the video. Luster. I actually don't mind denying my opponent of this if they have the kill next turn. And now Old Rags comes home. Okay. So our opponent needs to win right now. We have lethal on board. We have a Pyroblast on top of our deck. Upkeep Vamp. I will allow it. Okay. That's going to put them to 8. Lotus. 4 cards left. You can have a dark writ. I'm going to force this. So if they fluster, we let it go. And then we try to counterspell their draw spell with the top. Paying costs. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, they need a draw spell and a counter spell here, so I just pay the 1. Okay, Doomsday's been countered. And the monkey business gets game number 2 against Doomsday. Game 3 gonna be a little bit more difficult. I don't think we change anything. Let's just resubmit. Game 3 on the draw, and I've opened up a pretty good hand. We're gonna keep this. So I have Force blue card, Mystical for Tinker, and then Fluster backup. What I really, really want to hit is an artifact on turn number 1, so that way I can do all this pretty quickly. Okay, let's go, Jeremy Heine. Let's finish this match. Jeremy knows the jig's up, that my hand is absolutely effing stacked. Snow-covered island. Okay, we're rooting for an artifact here. Preferably a Mox. Well, why did I could have specified a little bit more, I suppose. I could have said a Mox, not Opal. Garbage. What? I'm gonna let that go. Interesting that Jeremy boarded in Sabotage. I don't know if that's a card that most Doomsday players board in, but it's interesting. So I wonder if I'm supposed to Mystical for Ancestral now. Cycling Street Wraith, okay. Passing the turn. Pass this Mystical. Looking to go get Ancestral Visions, Ancestral Recall. I would like to draw 3 cards, please. You are not supposed to counter this. Okay. I guess if Jeremy has Fluster, I just get crushed here. Crushed. And Doomsday usually plays 4 Fluster in the 75. Interesting. Okay. Does my Fluster resolve? For my Ancestral, I mean? I had a blue source, I'll take that. You can tell that I'm tired because like I'm just like mixing up words nonstop now. It's been a long day. Okay, so now we play Saga. Start the middle dude beat down. Well, next turn. I can't make any constructs this turn. This is like right here's kind of the problem that I have with PO. Where like we've had just like 2 dead draws this game. And this PO is just like not very good anyway. Where like if you were on Esper Tinker, like these are live cards that just like don't suck. Like the PO shell is very, very good, and I love PO, the deck. I just feel like Opal and Outcome itself haven't aged super well over the last year or so. Alright, Flooded Strand. Draw. Another Fluster. Okay, feeling better about not dying. Not dying is good. Sapphire. Okay, they're just gonna pass. I guess maybe Jeremy brought in the Sabotage to slow down my clock. Like bouncing constructs or whatever. It just happened to be nice that it countered the Ruby. Probably not the worst thing ever. Emerald. Trying to figure out if I should make a construct here because it takes me off double Fluster, and I don't love that. I think I'm just gonna go get top. So I could Play Vamp. Play Opal. I can tinker with double fluster backup. That seems pretty good to me. Think play Opal. Tap this for a blue. Draw a card. And Tenka. Got the storm count nice and high. I could have attacked first, which would have given me a guaranteed 4 damage. But the upside of not attacking first is that this could get much larger than a 4. Well, Nurse, that's pretty good. Demonic. I'm not going to cast. I guess I just get top, right? Just like the best thing here. Play top. Alright, so top is resolved. Draw a card. Top. Opal. We need to get this construct up to a 15-15 to show Jeremy who's boss. Okay, Lotus is another power. I'll take it. Has Brainstorm. Okay, let's probe. Paying the mana here because I'd rather spend mana than life when I have a Citadel in play. What do you have? Fatal Push? Could have jammed Consultation, but you knew that I had Fluster. Let's minus the Narset. Why not? I could flop a top, but why not? Let's minus. Take a Pearl. Draw. Alright, it's up to an 80. I don't actually know if I can get it large enough, if I'm being honest. Let's draw a card. Okay, so now we replay the top. Top again. There's another power. It's up to 9. Alright, now we go down to 5. Alright, now we're going to go to 4 and then draw the Volk, replay top. Alright, so we get a monkey into play. I like that. I could have drawn it and then dashed it. That's a play mistake. But we got the monkey into play. That's all that really matters. Move to combat. Okay, so we can fluster this. I have to pay for click this 22 times. Okay. Jeremy's being a real pain in the buns by not conceding here. Just being super dead. Alright, and Jeremy has finally conceded. Thank you for that. Thank you for not making me click. I do appreciate that. Let's go look at the deck list again. Alright, we got a 4-1, Wooch Wooch with Monkey PO. The monkeys literally did nothing. If I'm being honest, I don't really feel like the PO stuff did a whole lot this league. We had the one nuts game against Chops, but for the most part, I think it was just the core of the deck that was super good and not necessarily Opal or PO. Let me know what you think. I could be entirely wrong, and I'm open to that. Sort of a shame we didn't get more balloon matchups for the Rags, but maybe this card just isn't good enough. Maybe that's the lesson learned from this league. Thank you for watching. Keep storming. Have a great day. You're beautiful. See you next time. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.